whatever you might have said, you were going for the throat in that fight, weren't you, Yuki-chan? Seeing people turn on each other so fast is scary. Watching you made my fur stand on end.
Oh, you were totally enjoying it.
Was it that obvious? Thanks for the ugly battle, Yuki-chan. Keep it up for the next fight, too.
I guess we're fighting Yukun later. This may be what people call burning with rage. What's so entertaining about Chia and me fighting each other? I can't believe that Teddy would do something so amazingly cruel like this. As I'm starting to tear up, Chia regains consciousness. My heart stops for a moment, but then Chia turns towards the monitor and starts yelling at Teddy. What in the world is going on? Now she's acting totally different when she was just seconds ago.
Hey, Ted, I heard you, you know. How dare you say that? If you don't quit this nasty joke soon, you're gonna pay the next time I see you.
Blah, blah, blah! I can't hear it when sore losers talk! You've already lost, so be quiet and stay there like a good dog!
What? You're really pissing me off, Ted!
Teddy completely ignores Chia, who is about to jump at the monitor and kills the broadcast before she can get in a satisfactory comeback. I have no idea what to think right now. This Chia right now is 100% the Chia that is my best friend. But she's the same Chia who was here before the fight. She's not a shadow, and I don't think she's got replaced when I wasn't looking either.
Chie? Oh, sorry, Yukiko. I think I went at you a little too hard. Wait, huh? Are you back to normal? Oh, thank goodness. I'm so sorry. It must have hurt so much.
Huh? Back to normal?
Oh, that stupid Teddy. There's no way Yukiko would say those things.
What? There's no way I would say such things. I don't remember saying anything to Jay back there that would get anyone this upset. Our conversations don't feel like they're matching up again, so something's not right.
I'm sorry too.
Huh? Oh, no, you don't have to apologize. It's Ted's fault for setting up the tournament, not yours. Actually, what is this Grand Prix thing? Teddy and Risa-chan are both acting so weird. Never mind why they do it, I don't even know how. There's no way those two could pull it off themselves.
She is right. This situation is too complicated to be a practical joke that Teddy and Risa-chan are playing on us. The only time I need a place would be created inside the TV's world is when a person gets dropped into it, right? After thinking for a moment, I decided to tell Chia about the girl I met earlier. Everything from how she found my boxed lunch, how she hasn't realized that this world is inside a TV, and how she had not appeared on the Midnight Channel.
Really? Huh. I guess we'd better keep an eye out for her. A ponytail and a Yasagami High uniform. Okay, I can remember that. Hey, Yukiko. Is that your boxed lunch you're holding? We had a pretty intense fight back there. Is it still okay?
About that.
Oh man, what a tragedy.
When I show her the ruins of the boxed lunch, Chia's shoulders sag. Yeah, it is truly a tragedy. My creation has been reduced to a pitiful pile of mush.
You're not getting away with this, Ted. You'll learn firsthand how vicious I can be over wasted meat.
There's actually not much meat in it.
There isn't? Anyway, let's hurry up and find him, so we can get revenge for your boxed lunch.
The moment Chia yells out defiantly, the sound of familiar footsteps reached my ears. Chia's noticed too, and we both turned that direction.
Come on, let's hurry! Let's go!
Whoa, Teddy, quit pulling!
A familiar round form with vibrant red and blue fur. That's
Teddy? And that's...
the girl that Teddy's tugging along is definitely the one who found my box lunch. The two of them don't respond to my voice, and they rush off towards the practice building.
What are they doing together? Don't tell me Teddy really is behind this tournament.
Yukiko, you gotta hurry after them. Wasn't the girl with Teddy the one you were telling me about?
Yeah, let's go, Chie.
I thought that she would respond with an energetic yeah, but that wasn't the
I
case.
can't though, that's why you gotta hurry.
Huh?
For a moment, I think she may have suddenly reverted back to the Chie that I fought.
It's that stupid Grand Prix rule. I lost, so I'm stuck here.
That's right, I totally forgot about that. Teddy said that the rules of this tournament only allow the winner to go on. Come on, Yukiko, it wasn't that difficult. It wasn't that difficult to forget. In other words, even if I did find my friends, we won't be able to travel on together. So not only is Yosuke-kun stuck, but now I have to leave Chie behind too?
But I'll be okay. Hurry or you'll lose them.
That's the Chie I know with her typical smile. But a little bit of comfortable familiarity gives me strength. And I give her a determined nod as I prepare to head out.
All right, I'll come back for you though.
I know. I believe in you. Go get him, Yukiko.
Bolstered by Chie's words, I depart. I hope there aren't any invisible walls on my way to the practice building. Are we gonna find Kanji? Or
Like I keep saying, you have to believe me. Why won't you understand?
when I enter the practice building, the first thing I hear is Teddy's voice, but I don't see him. I follow the sound and it seems like it's coming from the music room. So we're finding Teddy.
Huh? And suddenly Yuki-chan's here!
You're Yukiko-san.
Teddy grabs in surprise while Miss President looks at me in wonder. I finally caught up to them. It seems that since we're not talking through a TV, we can actually finally have an actual conversation.
It's time you explained yourself, Teddy. Why are you doing this? And who is that girl?
Or she.
Did you call her into the TV?
I mean, we're going for the 4th time in this, so we kind of know it's not Teddy. So
I'm very upset with you right now.
What are you talking about? The murder in your eyes is terrifying. Why? Why is every cutie pie I meet angry with me?
because they think you're behind all this.
What did I do? Is it because I'm Miss President's Knight?
I'm at my wit's end. Murder in my eyes? Duh. Doesn't he know what he's done to me? Yosuke-kun and Chie said such horrible things to me, and my box lunch has been ruined. My feelings have been seriously hurt. Trying to play this off as him being her knight might be some kind of joke to Teddy, but if he's going to keep this up, I won't forgive him.
Hey, wait a sec. Even I think you seem kinda on edge here. There's no call to get so worked up.
I'm sorry, but this is between Teddy and me. I'm sure you understand, Teddy. I'll say it one more time. If you upset me anymore, you're going to pay.
I slowly edged towards Teddy while asserting my threat. Yosuke-kun and Chie both returned to their normal selves after I fought them, so maybe Teddy will return to normal if I fight him too. I can also avenge my box lunch.
Oh, I get it. You're jealous. You've turned green with envy because I'm all lovey-dovey with Miss President.
Something snaps inside me.
Come, Konohana Sakuya.
Ah! Yuki-chan's seriousness gauge just exploded.
It was your fault.
But I'm Miss President's Knight. I can't lose. Kintoki Doji!
Teddy summoned his persona too? Then that means I guess there's no choice but to fight. It's not like I was just going to let him off the hook anyway. Teddy needs to be punished.
Huh? A direct challenge against the General himself? We're joining this shocking turn of events already in progress. Now, who will win? The General or Snow Black? Let the argument be decided with fists.
I've forgotten about Chie Arise-chan until her joking voice was amplified over the loudspeakers. But right now, punishing Teddy is top priority. I get revenge for my box lunch. Don't mess with Yukiko's cooking, even though she got better cooking from last time. All right. Prepare for a good smacking, Teddy.
Final. Fight!
Okay, focus.
What?
very easy to dodge. Oh, no, no. Damn it. No. Damn it. Daddy! Would you please stop it?
What a rare, close battle. You both.
Alright. That's steady. I think when they were doing Yukiko's, they kind of said, okay, we're just doing this too long.
Phew, I feel a little better now, I think. That it should go back to normal, just like Yosuke-kun and Chie. I turn towards my poor lunch and I think I have avenged you. Then again, a box lunch long cherished desire is to be eaten, right? It won't be fully avenged until it fulfills its purpose. What's inside is completely mixed up. It looks pretty bad, and all the flavors have probably mixed together too. It smelled good when we were at the food court, but right now it's smelling a little, no, quite different. But maybe, just maybe the taste
I
is...
wonder if it's still edible.
Maybe I should see if it's okay. I have faith in myself. Maybe I should, I have faith in myself.
No, now's the time for that. I've been allowing myself to get caught up only thinking about myself and worrying about my food this whole time. I need to focus on more important things like saving Miss President.
Are you okay, Miss President? Are you hurt? Teddy didn't try anything funny, did he?
Yukiko-san, you...
Miss President's voice trails off as she stares at me.
What is it? Oh, I used my persona in front of her.
I was so fierce at Teddy that I didn't even think before summoning my persona. From an outsider's perspective, that fight must have seemed like I was actually participating in that tournament thing. How could I explain
get that
this?
you were angry, but you just had a huge fight right in front of me. And after I told you to go home. What are you doing still at school? I'm the student council president, you know? You gotta leave this stuff to me.
That's not what I expected to be scolded for. Does she really not find our personas odd? Maybe she's confused because she entered this world. But I can't save Miss President without having her trust. I can't have her disliking me or becoming suspicious of me. There's no way she'd believe me if I tried to tell her that she's inside a world within the TV. I need to find a way to gain her trust first. And I continue to choose my words carefully to make sure that I don't anger Miss President.
I'm sorry. I was just worried about you. Also, Teddy here seems to be the host of this tournament.
Oh, you thought that too? Yeah, I was fooled at first, but after talking to him, I don't think that's true anymore.
Huh? What does she mean by that? Teddy's not the host of this tournament?
I'm sorry. Can you explain?
Miss President nods and begins telling me why she's been with Teddy. At first she thought that Teddy was the host and asked him to stop the tournament. However, according to him, the Teddy on the TV is an imposter called the General. As she tells me this, I glance over and realize that Teddy isn't wearing that funny cape or hat. Considering that it's only a hat and cape, it wouldn't take much time to change out of that costume, but this isn't good. Now I'm the one who doesn't know what I'm supposed to believe. When she sees my confusion, Miss President wakes up the unconscious Teddy and says, "It'd be quicker if you just ask him yourself."
Hey, wake up. Get a grip on yourself. Ain't you supposed to be my knight?
Whoa! A cutie pie's trying to score with me? Okie dokie! I'm puckered up and ready for your wake-up kiss!
Teddy, do you need me to punish you again?
Yikes! I was just joking. I'll be good.
All right, then tell me what's going on. She said that the Teddy hosting the tournament wasn't the real one. But in that case, what have you been doing all this time?
Yuki-chan, you believe me?
Of course. We're friends, aren't we? Though that does depend on what you tell me.
I don't give an inch!
She does have a point, Teddy. Come on.
I really do want to believe him, but considering how many things seem odd inside the TV world, I can't be making any assumptions. After hearing my demand, Teddy pulls himself together and tells me everything that's happened up to now. He explained that he had noticed something abnormal in this world and came to investigate, way before we figured out anything was going on. And that the fake Teddy was already here when he arrived. How he met Miss President was falsely accused of being the culprit. And how he's been fighting all this time to protect her, since she can't use her persona. It doesn't seem like he's lying. I believe Teddy. Thinking back to what she has said, no matter how much he might enjoy pranks, there's no way he could have done something this complicated, and he would never enjoy making all of us friends fight. The same goes for Rise-chan too. And if General Teddy is a fake, then that Rise-chan who's doing those broadcasts may be a fake too. I feel bad for forever doubting my investigation team friends.
Okay, I understand now. I'm sorry I doubted you, Teddy.
See? Did you hear that, Miss President? Yuki-chan believes me.
So she does. Alright, what the hell? I'll believe you too. Truth to tell, you're so immature that I can't see you putting this together.
Whoa! Such high praise! I can tell you really trust me, Miss President.
It wasn't a compliment, numbskull.
Good for you, Teddy. You've been protecting Miss President all this time, right? Well, I think you did a great job.
Oh my! Praise from Yuki-chan too? I'm on a roll! This is great! So great! Keep it coming, please!
Sheesh, he always gets so carried away. But I have to say, I'm definitely happier to see this Teddy than the one in that weird
But
costume.
then who's in the announcement room? He looks exactly like you. Some relative of yours?
Huh? There's nobody as adorable as me in this world.
The announcement room. Oh right, this is supposed to be Yasugami High. If he's using the PA system and TVs, then he may be in the announcement room. But Miss President question is important too. What in the world is that fake Teddy? General Teddy. The first thing that crosses my mind about it would be Teddy's shadow. But Teddy was able to use his persona a moment ago, so that can't be it. So that means someone's disguised as Teddy. Who in the world would do such a... Huh? I was thinking in circles until now, but maybe I found the answer.
Hey, this is just a thought, but if someone has made themselves look exactly like you, Teddy, couldn't it actually be Miss President's shadow?
Huh?
My shadow? What's that?
I'm not sure how to explain it, but...
I hadn't told her anything yet. I didn't want to frighten her. But I think she can properly trust me now. I need to explain the situation in full. Teddy and I both give Miss President our understanding of what's been going on. We tell her that she's been dropped inside a TV and is currently in another world. How the shadow, a side of one's heart that they don't want to admit, can come out of someone and materialize in this world. And finally, how there are cases when the real person is attacked by their shadow. I explained it all as simple and as plainly as I could, but I could put it. But Miss President does that confused head tilt thing again.
Yukiko-san, are you doing all right? Like, in general? You can open up to me if you want.
Oh, no,
I guess even though she trusts me, bringing up such an unbelievable story makes it sound like I'm delusional. After all, when I was dropped into this world for the first time, I didn't understand or believe what was going on either. But I can't give up. When I explain things once more to try and get her to believe me, Miss President regularly
Come
nods.
on. A world inside a TV. Shadows. Sounds like a big old fairy tale to me.
anyway, you've gotten dragged into a pretty bad mess, so I want to help you get out of it.
Oh, that reminds me. I don't even know her name. How thoughtfulness
I'm
of me.
sorry. May I ask your name? I only know that you're the student council president.
Say, you never told me either. Please tell us your name, Miss President.
Huh? My name?
Miss President stammers and looks away. I wonder what's wrong. I didn't ask her anything odd, did I?
Are you all right? I'm sure you must be confused with all that's been happening.
That's not it. What gives? I can't remember anything. Why? I'm supposed to be student council president, too.
Miss President, please calm down. It's okay. You know what they say. Less talk, more action.
Teddy and I try and calm Miss President down. It seems she doesn't remember anything other than being student council president. Apparently she was so caught up with the situation she didn't even realize that she had forgotten about everything
I don't
else.
get it. Could something this bizarre really happen?
Don't worry. I bet you just can't remember now because of the shock of being dropped inside a TV. The same thing happened to me last year.
I couldn't believe that it was reality either. I think that her jumbled up memories are only natural considering how abnormal the situation is.
TV, huh? It's just so hard to swallow.
I'm sure you'll remember everything once we get back to the real world. Let's go look for that fake Teddy for now, okay?
When I smile at her, Miss President seems a bit more relieved and her expression softens. We have to get her out of this world. And to do that, I need to stay strong
A
too.
blossoming friendship between two cuties. This is great. I'm so touched. In honor of the occasion, I request that Miss President try to score with me.
Score? Teddy, if you continue mentioning that, I'm going to get angry again.
Oh no! Is the scoring princess becoming truly enraged?
That joke's a year old now. How many times are you gonna keep making it? Sheesh, we're going on ahead.
Whoa, hey! Yukiko-san!
I take Miss President's hand and begin walking briskly. Sheesh. It still brings up that stupid joke, even though it happened a long time ago. That was what my shadow said, not me. Oh wait, my shadow is how I truly feel. In any case, that's not what I'm really like. I would never try and be a scoring princess.
Yikes! Wait for me! Yuki-chan! Miss President! I don't want to be left alone!
Oh,
I forgot. This tournament rules dictates that only the winner can move on. So much has happened that I forgot that I just beat Teddy in a fight. He'll be fine. Plus, knowing Teddy, he won't stop hitting on us or bringing up that scoring princess stuff. I don't want Miss President getting the wrong impression of me, so I ignore him and head for the announcement room.
Well done, Yukiko.
We search everywhere for the announcement room where that fake Teddy should be, but we still can't find it. I'm starting to get tired. I suggested to Miss President that we should take a break and try opening one of the nearby classroom doors. The monitor near the ceiling isn't on. There's no one here either. Thank goodness. We should be able to rest for a bit here. I set the box lunch on a desk and sit down with Miss President. Phew, now that I've finally taken a seat, I suddenly realize just how exhausted I am. Come to think of it, ever since I got into the TV world this time, it's been non-stop running, walking around and fighting.
Still carrying that, huh?
Carrying that? What's she talking about?
oh, you mean the lunchbox?
Yeah. If you weren't gonna need it right away, you could have just left it with him back there.
Leaving the lunch with Teddy instead of carrying it around? Now that I think about it, I feel like I should have probably done that. But still, I'm hesitant to just leave it behind. Miss President's right in that we won't be needing it right away. And even besides that, the food inside is in no condition to give to anyone. But it's still filled with so many feelings. I don't think it would be able to explain all of that to Miss President. So I try and change the subject to deflect attention away.
Say, Teddy seems to have taken a real liking to you, Miss President. I think I understand why. You're really pretty after all.
I guess my attempt to change the subject was a little too obvious. Yeah. But I couldn't think of any other topic of conversation besides Teddy that both of us could definitely relate to. If Jay were in my shoes, I bet she'd be able to expand the conversation in a much more natural way. As I sink into my own negative thoughts, Miss President cocks her head and
Hey.
speaks up.
Can I ask you something? Am I good looking?
I wasn't expecting a response like that. I must have the exact expression on my face that Miss President did a moment ago. It seems embarrassed that I'm giving her that look. I guess I should answer her question though.
Yes, I think so. I bet you'd look great if you dressed up.
Wow, way to go there, me. Even I think that sounded weird. I do honestly think that Miss President is cute and good looking. Maybe she's never thought about such thing. She doesn't seem to be wearing makeup and don't see any accessories either. Just her uniform and nothing else. Like a living example of the school
Really?
regulations.
I'm not much of an expert since I usually just wear what I need for work. But most people at school give their own little alterations to their uniforms and things like that.
Is that allowed? Don't the teachers get sore?
I'm not sure. I guess they might complain if things got too out of hand. But I wear a cardigan over my uniform all the time, and I've never received a complaint. Let's see. I wonder what kind of look would work for you.
I have a compact mirror with me, so I peer into it with Miss President. Then again, it's small, so there isn't much I can really see. When I try putting my cardigan up to Miss President's chest and change her hairstyle a bit with my headband, her eyes brighten up. That was kind of cute. After Miss President shyly fixes her messed up hair and returns my cardigan and headband, she warmly speaks
I never
up.
knew I could look like that.
See? Isn't it fun to give your uniform your own personal touch?
Seeing Miss President so happy makes me happy too. It seems like she really didn't have any interest in her looks until now. That's a bit of a
I never
waste.
gave much thought to fashion, though. I think Chie would be better at telling which colors compliment you best.
Chie? Who's she?
She's a great friend of mine. Chie is a natural at choosing colors and things that look great on people.
Red looks good on you, Yukiko. Chie was the one who said that to me. She's always looking after me. Sometimes I feel like she knows me even better than I know myself. When we go shopping together, she always picks out clothes that she's positive would look good on me. So I bet she'd be able to find something for Miss President in a
friend
flash.
of yours? I want to meet her too.
Sure. Once this is over, we can all go shopping together. I'm sure there are lots of outfits that would look good on you.
Yeah. Let's do that. I'll hold you to it.
I feel a little closer to Miss President now. I don't have that many friends, but it still makes me happy when I make a new one. I'm sure Chie would be surprised too. She's always exaggerating, so I bet she'd say something like, I can't believe Yukiko asked to hang out with someone besides me. I put on the cardigan that Miss President returned to me, just as I'm about to suggest that we get going. A mysterious yet familiar voice echoes within my head.
Senpai, can anyone hear me?
That voice. Risa-chan? She's making contact through her persona, so it must be.
It's different from the voice that was being broadcast over the PA system. This feeling is definitely Risa-chan's persona. Her persona is a bit different from ours, and it has special abilities that allow her to detect faraway presence and send her voice to people over long distance. I tell Miss President what's happening, and she seems amazed that my friend has contacted me. I then quickly turn my concentration back to the conversation with
Yukiko
Risa-chan.
Senpai! Thank goodness! Sorry, I was so relieved that I started tearing up. Are you alright, Yukiko Senpai?
Mm-hmm. I'm fine. What about you? Are you okay? You were doing these weird broadcasts until a moment ago, but you're back to normal now, right?
That wasn't me! A fake Teddy was saying those things in my voice. Ever since I got kidnapped, he was watching me. I didn't get any chances to use my persona. Yukiko Senpai, where are you right? Wait a sec. Are you with someone right now?
I see. Risa-chan doesn't know know about Miss President. I quickly tell her about her encounter and what has
Something's
happened.
not right about her. I can't put my finger on it, but she's not normal.
Not normal? Well, I started thinking about what she could possibly mean by that. Research-chan continues on.
So based on how things went last year, you think that girl's the victim and the fake Teddy's her shadow?
I don't know yet, but it's possible. Rise-chan, you say you were with the fake one all this time. Are you okay?
Oh sure, don't worry about me. The fake's gone off somewhere. That's why I was trying to contact someone.
Thank goodness Research-chan's safe then. It must have been so scary being held captive by the fake Teddy. He was using both Teddy's form and Research-chan's voice. What reason would he have to do that? Oh, that reminds me. I should tell Research-chan that her manager was worried about her.
This might not be worth mentioning now, but your manager called me in.
Huh? Inoue-san contacted you? Yikes. Sorry about that.
Oh no, don't be. I just thought you should know.
Oh man, how am I gonna explain this? I seriously have no excuse. I'll just have to lie and say I ran away from home for a few days. I'm gonna get in such trouble for this. But one thing at a time. We have to deal with this situation first.
Don't worry, the others are here too. We'll rescue you in no time.
Yeah, I'm sensing them now. Cool. I'll be waiting, so hurry and come get me. Oh, but be careful.
Research-chan answers energetically, but I know there's no way she's alright after being captured by the mastermind behind this case. I bet she's scared up and worried. I have to hurry and rescue her. Research-chan ends the communication after telling me she's going to try to contact everyone else. I told her where Yosuke-kun and Chie and Teddy were, so hopefully she'll be able to contact them. But my objective is now clear. I have to go to the announcement room, rescue Rise-chan, and then do something about that fake Teddy. Now that the goal is in sight, I can more thoroughly focus on reaching it.
Well, that didn't look weird or nothing. Were you talking to your friend inside your head?
Oh, yes. Sorry. I bet it's hard to believe, but...
Nah, I could tell from watching you. You didn't look like you were faking it. You must really get along with him.
Huh?
I could see on your face that you didn't doubt him at all. And I'm sure they trust you right back, huh?
After thinking for a moment, I can't help but smile.
They sure do. We've been through a lot together, you see.
I feel like Miss President is acting a little off. I thought she might feel out of the loop after I had that whole conversation without her, but it seems like something else is on her mind. It's like she feels awkward. No, apologetic. It's as if she's bearing something she can't say to anyone else. Am I overthinking
Don't worry.
things?
We're behind you, too. I'm sure you'll get through this just fine.
I reassure her and try to cheer her up, but Miss President only nods ambiguously and doesn't smile back. I want to help her, but what should I do?
To the announcement room.
We walk around the school some more and finally found the announcement room. The culprit of this case must be waiting behind this door. That realization makes me tense up. I motion towards Miss President when she nods back. I fling the door open.
Yukiko-senpai, you came!
Huh? Only Rise-chan is here. I thought that the fake Teddy would be like, "Mwahaha! You finally made it this far. Now let me tell you my master plan," or something like that. Just as I thought, he turns up on every monitor in the announcement room.
Welcome, Yuki-chan. Looking for me? You must know already, but this is the stage for the final battle. You brought your own strange audience with you, but I'll overlook that for now. You seem to love attention so much that I'm sure you'll do better with an audience.
The fake Teddy glances to Miss President for a moment but seems uninterested and says nothing more about her. If he's this girl's shadow, I thought he would definitely start taunting
There's
her.
no point in pretending to be Teddy anymore. I'm not fooled. Who are you? Why are you doing this? How much longer will this awful game continue?
Oh my! How rude of you to call it awful when you're the ones who wished for it!
We wished for this? What do you mean?
As I've said from the start, real men let their fists do the talking. Bring up the next challenger!
Just like before, smoke pours out. I still can't tell whose silhouette it is I see through the white smoke, but I have a pretty good idea. The fake Teddy said a moment ago that this is the final battle. Since I fought Yosuke-kun, Chie, and Teddy, there's only one person left.
I had a feeling it would be you.
That makes things easier then. Let's get started, Yukiko.
That's right, it's you-kun.
If it's at all possible, I don't want to fight. Can we not do this?
What a question. You've been fighting against your friends this whole time, haven't you?
That's true, but...
I don't want to fight, huh? You always just wait for things to happen. You can't do anything until someone makes the choice for you. You haven't changed at all. Just like last year. You're still waiting for someone to come and rescue you.
I haven't changed at all?
That's weird to hear it come from Yukon.
That simple statement is like a knife through my chest. The things my shadow said to me when I first entered this world being echoing through my mind. As if to reopen the wound, Yukon's cutting remarks remind me of the pain I thought I left behind. The me who wanted to go somewhere but was too weak-willed to do anything on her own, and thus yearned after a prince to take me away. The me that didn't have enough courage to even consider breaking the cage surrounding me, only becoming more and more fretful. I thought I had faced down those fears. I thought I had changed. I did my best to improve my cooking, a skill that I was bad at as part of the process. That's why I made this box lunch. But after hearing Yukon say those things, the feelings I've been slowly building up have been instantly cut down. My confidence has been shaken up. Have I not actually changed at all?
That's not true. I'm trying to the best of my abilities.
Enough with the weasel words. I'm sick of your excuses.
He has no intention of listening to a thing I say. Yukon draws his sword as if to tell me as much, because the fake Teddy's rules are still in effect. If I want to save anyone, then I must fight. I have to steel myself. If I don't fight and win, I won't be able to protect Miss President and the others.
Listen, both of you, something ain't right. Yukiko-san, are you really gonna fight him?
I'm sorry. I know you want to stop this. But this is my only choice right now. Please, stand back, Miss President.
Upon hearing my words, Rise-chan leads Miss President a safe distance away from the upcoming fight. It'll be alright. I've been able to pull through this so far. I just need to concentrate on the battle before me. Otherwise, I won't be able to win against Yukon.
Alright. So this one's gonna seems like gonna have more fights than I did compared to the other ones. And this one's a bit faster as well. Alright, let's see how capable I am against you.
Finally. Fight!
There. Damn it. That was a nice block, I'm not gonna lie. I used Agi to block his Sayo. And there we have it.
I really just beat up Yukon. He finally came to visit us after all this time, and we ended up fighting. How did this happen? The same with Yosuke-kun, Chie, and Teddy too. That reminds me, everyone said the same things to me before I fought with them. Maybe I really haven't changed at all.
You're pretty strong, Yukiko.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you hurt anywhere? I ended up fighting you anyway.
I tried to excuse myself to Yukun, who's just gone back to his feet. He looks puzzled.
I knew something wasn't right. You've done a complete 180 from how you were a moment ago.
I was just thinking the same thing about you.
If you doofs don't mind me butting in, something wasn't right with either of you. It was like neither of you could hear what you was saying. The way you answered each other didn't make no sense.
We didn't hear what the other was saying? Huh. It was like this after each of my fights. Once they were over, it was clear that our conversations beforehand weren't matching up at all. I didn't have time to check, and to be honest, I was afraid of what I'd find. But what if the things we've heard from each other weren't actually what we said at all?
I see. Was that the fake Teddy at work too?
You think he's doing it on purpose to make friends fight each other?
That's crazy. Why? How could anyone do something so horrible as making someone fight their friends?
Miss President is disgusted by the situation. It almost seems as if she was the one who was forced to fight against all her friends. She must be a very kind person. I feel as if she's getting angry for my sake. I tell her not to let the situation bother her and calm her down. And then I introduce her formally to Rise-chan and Yukun. I explain how I met her in this world and how she can't remember anything and how she may be the victim at the heart of this case. Upon hearing my theory, Yukun nods and falls deep in thought.
I see. That's strange though. The Shadow's main objective is to take the place of the real person. If he really is her Shadow, that fake Teddy hasn't seemed interested in her at all.
Yeah, you're right. He completely ignored Miss President a moment ago, too.
True.
You still haven't figured it out? I made sure to spell it out for you from the start, too.
A voice suddenly echoes through the room. I feel as I've heard it somewhere before. But it's a voice that I really don't want to remember.
Who's there? Where are you?
You haven't found what you cherish, have you? What you truly desire.
The voice owner slowly reveals herself. That figure was the one thing I didn't want to see. I faced her once in the past, but now that I have to face her again, I'm scared.
Yukiko-senpai's shadow? This can't be.
That's right, the one that appeared before everyone was myself. My own face mocking
Now that
me.
everything's peaceful, no one will help me. I'm suffering now, yet no one notices. I'm beside myself because I can't tell if I'm making any real progress. Isn't that right, me?
I can't believe this. Why? I mean, I've already defeated my own shadow and obtained a persona. There's no way she could show herself
But then
again.
I noticed something. If I stir up more trouble, everyone will worry. I'm sure. No, I know for a fact that my real prince will come save me this time.
My shadow's smile widens as she stares at me. I can't face that gaze. My eyes wander across the ground. Before long, something comes into my field of view. My box lunch. My shadow realizes what I was glancing at and intensifies the verbal assault.
I mean, take that boxed lunch. I said that I made it for everyone, but I'm not at all confident about it. I could have given it to them, but I didn't. I was so scared inside that I couldn't. Yet I can't throw it away either. That boxed lunch is just like me. I did my best, but I don't know whether or not it came out good. Just like poor, pitiful me.
That's not true! Come, Konohana Sakuya!
Huh?
I can't summon my persona. Nothing happens. It's as if I never had the power to begin with. No. Why? How could this be?
This isn't happening!
I look so pitiful. Did you think that just because you gained your persona that your shadow would never appear again? Did you think you'd never meet me again after you accepted yourself? Sorry, but no one ever really lets go of their weaknesses. I'll always be with you.
Has my persona really turned back into a shadow? Was all the progress I thought I made only in my mind? Have I really not changed at all? The words cast at me earlier cut fresh wounds into my heart.
You tried to act all high and mighty by saying you were determined, but you were just trying not to rock the boat. It's too much trouble thinking on your own, so you closed your eyes to everything. Isn't that right, Miss Goody Two-Shoes?
Have you ever thought about the problem you cause for others? You may not realize, but you completely rely on us. That box lunch you brought today is a perfect example. Nobody ever said they wanted you to make them one.
You always just wait for things to happen. You can't do anything until someone makes the choice for you. You haven't changed at all. Just like last year. You're still waiting for someone to come and rescue you.
Come on, Yukiko, snap out of it. It's your shadow playing tricks on you.
The me that gave up on thinking for myself? The me that selfishly ignores the feelings of others? The me that can't do anything on my own? The me that pretended to have grown but in reality hasn't changed at all? My weakness caused this case and dragged everyone into it? My shadow continues the verbal barrage as I stand trembling.
I've always been by your side. You were just tuning me out for a while. Isn't that true? Poor, pitiful me.
Please stop. I can't watch myself covering my face with my hands. I don't want to see or hear anymore. I'm scared. Yukun and the others are getting a full view of my pitiful self. I'm scared. I'm so scared. I can't even stand.
Please stop!
Have I not changed at all since back then? Did I actually know that deep down, but was just trying to ignore it? Please, no more. I just want to let go. I want to let go of everything.
Yukiko-san!
Yukiko! Don't let it fool you!
He's right, Yukiko-senpai. Look up at us.
What am I doing? Why was I so frightened? Yukun, Risi-chan, Miss President, I can hear all of their reassuring voices too. I'm not alone. No matter how pitiful I am or how painful things are, I have great friends who aren't embarrassed of me. They accept me for who I am and will fight alongside me. Reassuring voices pull me out of the darkness. I slowly open my eyes. Before me, I see Yukun from behind. He has stepped in between me and my shadow to try and protect me. Risi-chan is holding my body up.
Don't give in. You overcame your weakness back then, didn't you? We all know you did. We were there.
Yeah, you're not running away from anything. Not last time and not this time either. You came to rescue me just like you said. This is the second time you've done that. You're not weak at all.
You're both right. I can face myself. I can do this.
Please, let me do this.
Yukun and I exchange glances. When he sees me nod with determination, his expression softens and he stands aside. He believes in me. His trust makes me so happy right now. Thank you, Yukun.
Look after Miss President and Rise-chan.
Of course.
I get back to my feet and stand firmly. I fix my gaze upon the smirking shadow in front of me. If it was my weakness that caused this case, then I'll bring an end to this case myself.
People never let go of their weaknesses. You're probably right about that. That's why I must continue fighting against mine. And I can do it because I know I'm not alone.
Yes. Now I can take a step towards the goal.
Yukiko-san, can you really beat her?
Miss President's voice. Yeah, I'm surprised too. If I'm not for everyone, I never have realized I possess such inner strength. I take a deep breath. I won't look away again.
You say you're my weakness? Then no matter how many times you come back, I will continue to stand up against you. Now, come.
This time I feel the strength flowing through me, and my persona, Konohana Sakuya, appears. The shadow contorts her face in pure hatred from seeing me standing up against her.
Why aren't you despairing? I was so close too.
Trying to beat you up, Shadow Yukiko.
Final. Fight!
Ouch. Ouch. He's a better Yukiko than I am. No. There we go. Come on. There we go. And we save.
With my final strike, the shadow stops moving. I won! I've defeated her again.
You did it, Yukiko.
Thanks.
I truly feel horrible that my weakness was what caused this case. I'm sure that everyone will still accept me though. And this time, I know for sure that I'm not just pretending that I overcame my weaknesses. I'll be alright now. Even if I go astray again, I'll be able to stand against it.
Senpai, be careful. Something's not right with the shadow.
We all turn towards Rise-chan and simultaneously all the lights in the announcement room turns off. What happened?
They repeatedly suffered the pain of fighting their friends, but they still didn't lose heart.
A voice echoes in the darkness. An ominous voice that makes me feel like insects are crawling all over my skin. But still, this voice is somehow familiar.
No one can understand you after all. What a shame.
The lights come back on. Oh my god. The lights come back on, and the one standing before me was the fake Teddy. But why? Just a moment ago, I was positive that my shadow was there.
What are you talking about?
The fake Teddy looks straight at Miss President and is addressing her. The air about him and even his voice are completely different now.
Who are you? I thought you were my shadow.
No, that's not true, Senpai. I couldn't tell until now, but the one this thing's based on is Miss President.
Huh? What are you talking about, Rise-chan? That's impossible. I mean, just a moment ago I
I
was...
thought something was odd. Yukiko used her persona in the fight. Personas and shadows are one and the same. It's impossible for both to exist at once.
Yukun is right. How could I have forgotten about that? The power of personas can only be obtained by accepting one's shadow. The reason I'm able to use my persona is because I already faced my shadow. But I was fighting that thing with my persona? It couldn't possibly be my shadow.
Plus, we've never seen a shadow take on someone else's appearance. Maybe that's why your conversations with each other got all jumbled up.
Either way, this isn't like last year.
Hey, would you stop treating me like I'm some kind of freak? This wasn't my power originally. It's hers.
Her power? What was that supposed to mean? Miss President cradles her head and denies the shadow's words.
No! I'm not like that! Why so desperate all of a sudden? It's about time you remembered. Stop deluding yourself!
And where she gets to the same animation for the 4th time. And we're back here.
I am a shadow. The true self. That's my face.
No. The fake Teddy turned into a form that looks exactly like Miss President. So it's Miss President's shadow? A shadow that can change form is completely unheard of. I still can't believe it, despite all the evidence pointing to
I
it.
think that's its real appearance. Look at it next to Miss President over there.
I try to compare them, as Rise-chan says. Miss President is trembling uncontrollably and trying to hide, but from what I can tell, the shadow's face is pretty much identical. Although the shadow's body is covered with all kinds of metallic parts, as she looks like some kind of robot. The real Miss President is acting like I was... She shut her eye... She shut her eyes tight and is shaking her head.
I'm not deceiving myself. I don't know you. Huh. You're still trying to look away? Then how else do you explain me? The power to scramble other people's senses? Those people there must be aware of it. Ask yourself, why do I have such powers?
Because you, the real one, have them too.
The power to scramble other people's senses? I get it now. That's why everyone's wasn't making any sense when we
I
fought.
see. If I had lost my mind during those matches, I should have realized it. But I never did. Neither did the others. So we didn't really lose our minds. We just seemed that way to the other person.
Just press the wrong
Which
button.
means no matter what the other person really said or did, we'd perceive it as being something completely different.
So that was the reason why everyone's attitudes and conversations didn't match up after the fight was over. We were both hearing things that neither of us said. But why does the shadow keep saying the powers is Miss President's? What could that possibly mean?
Is that Miss President's persona ability? Or is it something else?
That's a pretty good guess. But it's wrong. I was born with this ability. More like a weapon, designed for infiltration.
Infiltration? Weapon? That doesn't make any sense at all. What are you talking about?
No! No! I don't want to remember!
You don't? Hey, fine with me. Then you can die as you are.
Shadow brandishes the giant axe in her hand and comes charging at Miss President. Miss President is still trembling and doesn't seem like she can move. No, my body suddenly acts faster than I can think. I reflexively slide in between the shadow of Miss President.
Look out! Yukiko!
The moment I embrace Miss President to shield her from the shadow's axe, I hear the ping of metal striking metal.
Senpai! Senpai, hang in there!
You can stop the axe with his sword to protect me and Miss President, but the power of the shadow attack knocks him away. I'm scared, but I can't back down now. Yukun gave his all to protect us, so now it's my turn. The shadow glares at me in disgust as it sees me refusing to move from
Why
Miss
are you
President.
protecting her? You've had your turn already. Get out of my way. The only one I have business with is me over there.
This is weird. This is different because we normally sense like, oh, she's showcasing, you know, her real body, but this time it's like she's going straight attacking. So this is like new. The shadow brandishes the giant axe at us once again with pure rage. The shadow's strong, but I can't run away. The moment I was about to summon our persona, the presence behind me moved.
Eliminating shadow.
No way!
Oh, whoa.
Huh? I have absolutely no idea what happened. I hear sounds of machinery wiring. It's not from the shadow. It's coming from Miss
Target
President.
confirmed to be a shadow. 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon Labris. Initiating elimination process.
What in the world is Miss President?
To be continued, just like I expected. So, we made a conclusion. Alright, well, to be another fourth time to be continued. So, obviously, once we get to the most key important part, we actually obviously get to unlock everybody, you know, to be continued and that kind of stuff. So, me next up would be Kanji. Can't wait to play through Kanji. Can't wait to have a goofball to play and voice as well again. So yeah, that's pretty much Yukiko's side. Seems that she has conflicting thoughts and still think that relying on others is, you know, still, like, most of the time, relying on others maybe too much. But after all, I think that's basically, you know, you can always rely with those around you. Obviously, trying to take the stuff that you can take. Rely on yourself majority of the time, but if there's things you can't do on your own, you can always rely on others. Specifically, this group of friends, I don't think they have any problems to help out. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This has been absolutely Yukiko Amagi. We definitely will play the rest of the stories of the other characters before advancing on. It surely is interesting to see everybody's perspective. And now we're gonna be going through Kanji, which he's definitely gonna be a different character for us to go on, because we actually don't know why he disappeared, and his perspective is definitely different. So we don't know what happened with Kanji. So that's gonna be an interesting part for next episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Till then, peace out.